page.
Well, now I'm not sure if I did it right or not. Because
Okay.
I just totally got that one wrong. C79.01 and C16.9.
That's correct.
What is it again?
C7901 and C16.9. Okay, a lot of people have trouble with this one in the first class. Do we need to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of those where we don't have any direction. It doesn't say to or from. So your goal is to figure out, where does diffuse type adenocarcinoma usually start? So we're going to look up adenocarcinoma and then diffuse type. So I'm on page 11 in that first column. You're not going to go to the site that's specified in your problem. You're trying to find out, where does diffuse type usually start. So you're going to come down to unspecified site, because by the unspecified site is the default. It's like, this is where it's usually going to happen. Okay? So C16.9, if you code that, I believe it, then you look it up, I believe it's stomach. Okay? So now you know by looking at your problem that the right kidney pelvis is secondary, because it usually starts in the stomach. Okay? But our attention, it doesn't even mention the stomach in there. So we're treating the kidney pelvis as far as we know. So we're going to list that first, secondary, C7901, and then we'll have a code for unknown primary. I mean, not unknown primary, primary in the stomach, okay, which is C16.9. Does that make sense? People that were having trouble?
So the C79 goes first?
Yes, because it doesn't even mention the stomach in your problem. See what I'm saying? Okay. All right.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
On number 2,
Yes.
I did the unknown secondary with the primary, omentum, and uterus.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that secondary because there's 2 of them?
Yeah. It tells you on page. Let me show you that one so you'll know it. There's
The multiple metastatic.
Yep, multiple metastatic sites.
Well, I did it because they had the word I thought that word was used for the list.
No.
Okay, so if there's 2 or more sites.
2 or more sites, you code them as secondary.
Okay.
Okay. Number 4. Teresa.
C85.13 and C85.17.
Okay.
That one confused me.
C85.18.
Okay.
This is the one where you have multiple sites and they want you to use the
Well, I
multiple
had
sites.
that, and then I was like, well, is it really overlapping?
It's not overlapping.
But no, I mean,
Yeah, but the lymph nodes,
right.
whenever you have multiple lymph nodes, they take it to multiple sites. I don't know. You would think they would be just as specific as they are other times.
I
They
thought that,
aren't.
but then I went ahead and did the other one, so
Okay, Pam?
C78.2 and C80.1.
Correct. Okay. This one you had to go to the site because this one you don't have a morphological type. So when you look up neoplasm, it tells you to see the neoplasm table. You know it's malignant because it's metastatic. Okay. So you're going to have to go to the neoplasm table, unspecified site. You're going to get C80.1. Whenever you get C80.1, you go to your list. Pleura was on the list, so it is secondary with an unknown primary. C78.2 and C80.1. All right, number 6.
Oh, yay, me.
Yay, you lucky girl.
This one was so much fun. I had Z51.0, C79.51, Z85.43, Z90.721, and DP082,
Correct. Okay.
What was
So this one is admission for radiation. That's why they're there. So that's Z51.0. The radiation is going to the metastatic, and it says to the pelvic bone. So you know the pelvic bone is a secondary site. Plus, it also tells you later on that the ovary was primary. Okay, so you're going to use secondary pelvic bone, which is C79.51. You want to show a history of ovarian cancer because it's no longer under treatment, and that's Z85.43. And then you want to show that she had an oophorectomy, so acquired absence of a body part, which is the ovary, that's Z90.721. And then this was beam radiation, so it's just DP08 because it's of the pelvic bone. And then 2ZZ. I think the 2 was the megavoltage, wasn't it? ZZ. Alright, is that good? We need to look at any of them? Want to look up the radiation or anything?
Can we look up that one?
Which one, the radiation?
Radiation.
Okay, so we're going to go to beam radiation. Let's see. And then you want to come down to pelvic bones, which is on page 42 in the first column.
Oh, I did pelvic region.
Okay.
Got it. So what's the difference between the pelvic bone and the pelvic region?
Well, the bones versus just that area.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions on that one? Okay, number 7.
How about D35.1, E21.1, and M81.8?
Perfect.
What was it?
D35.1, E21.1, and M81.8.
E21.1.3.
E21.1.
So the
Unless I missed something.
So the D35.1 goes first?
Yes. This is a functionally active neoplasm. Remember we talked about neoplasms that affect the endocrine gland. Sometimes have endocrine dysfunctions. And so we want to list the neoplasm first. And that is not only in the handbook, but if you forget it, it's also in your code book. So if you go look at the beginning of the chapter, which would be the C, let me see what page it's on. It's on page 454.